If you have ever wanted a way to bring highlights from a website into Capacities, then it might be worth checking out Web Highlights. This is a very popular browser extension, which as of recently has an integration with Capacities, and I'm going to show you how to use that today. Web Highlights does exactly what you expect it to do and exactly what the website says. You can highlight any website via this browser extension and then choose what to do with those highlights. The full integration, which I'll talk about in the first part of this video, is essentially a pro feature because it requires a Capacities API key, and that is currently a pro feature. However, you can actually still use Web Highlights even on the free plan, just with a different export option. So I'll talk about that in the second part of the video. So before I get on and do that, I just want to make something clear. Web Highlights can also highlight PDFs, but they can't be imported into Capacities in the same way that the websites can because of a limitation with our API. So if you wonder why I'm not talking about PDFs, that is why. The other thing I'll point out whilst we're on the Web Highlights website is the pricing. As you can see, most of it is free, so hopefully everyone can get use out of it in some way, but if you'd like to pay for extra features, you can see the prices here for monthly, yearly and lifetime deals as well. So let's add the extension first of all. I'm on Chrome clearly, and I'm just going to click add to Chrome. I'm also going to pin it to the top and then we can get started. So the first thing to do is to find a website that you'd like to highlight and then begin. Now, the first thing that you should do is create an account or sign in if you already have one. So open up settings, account, and then do what you need to do. So I logged in and it has remembered that I like light mode. And then the next thing we want to do is go to this integrations tab, and we can see that we have a full Capacities export here. So I've clicked on that and you can see that all we need to do is get an API token from Capacities and paste it in here. It tells you where to go to find that. So settings and then Capacities API, and you just want to type in a new token name and click generate token. When that is done, you'll get a button that says copy, and you want to copy that and then go back to Web Highlights. I won't show that because of security reasons, but that is what I'm doing. When you've got that API token copied to your clipboard, you just want to paste it in here, and beneath that a drop-down box of your spaces will show up, which you can see here. And at this point, all you want to do is choose the destination of your highlights. And then that's it, that's set up. So now what I can do is close this sidebar and just start highlighting. So you can see that when I highlight something, these color options come up. And I'm just going to go down our landing page and highlight the main parts. You can also see as I hover over this that you can do like keyboard shortcuts as well, and you can remap them to suit your workflows and any other apps that you use. So it's worth checking out the settings of Web Highlights for that. Now we have some highlights, we can explore some of the other parts of this Chrome extension. So the sidebar is now open, and now I see the cover image, the URL, the title and description, and all of the highlights that I've done here. You'll see that we also have a tags section, and they will be exported into Capacities, and you can even tag individual highlights and you can add notes. You can copy an individual highlight, add formatting to that individual highlight, or of course delete it if it no longer suits what you need. And basically, once you've done whatever you need to do in terms of highlighting with Web Highlights and it's time to put things into Capacities, when you have the full integration set up, all you need to do is click Export to Capacities. And what that's going to do is give you a button where you can open it in Capacities, or you can open it in the desktop app. So if I refresh that, I can see I have a web link. And it has all of the information that we saw in the sidebar. It has the tag and it has my highlights and notes as well. And of course, once these notes are in Capacities, once the highlights are in Capacities, they are free for you to format and link however you'd like. So I could replace that with hashtag creativity. I could link to objects that I have, give some formatting to my notes. It's completely up to you. And in that way, very quickly, your highlights and notes have come into Capacities, ready to be integrated with your knowledge work. So that's the full integration, but I'll also show you what you can do if you haven't got the API key, so that everybody can make use of this browser extension if you're a Chrome or Edge user. So we'll go to a different page and again take some highlights, just do a couple. And this time we're going to click on the three dots and click copy markdown. Now that's in my clipboard, and now what I can do is actually open the Capacities web extension. And what this is doing is grabbing the same information as here, but it has this notes box. And because this notes box reads Markdown, we can just paste that information there. Now our extension will grab the cover image for you and this information. You can actually delete everything above the URL for this particular bookmark in Web Highlights, or if you don't want that and you just want the highlights and notes, you can delete everything above that. So once you've formatted it how you want, click Save to Capacities. And we have now opened that in the desktop app, and those highlights, of course, have come from the Web Highlights extension. So that is a useful thing to know if you are not on the Pro plan for Capacities but still want to make use of it. Yes, it obviously requires a little bit more formatting, but probably less than individually copying a whole page of highlights and switching between the windows. It can all be done on this one website, which I think is very useful. So that is an introduction to the Web Highlights browser extension. It's a great tool and one that I think a lot of people can get a lot of use out of. If you've already been using Web Highlights for a while, because it is clearly a very popular browser extension, it would be great if you could share any tips or tricks that you've learned for users who may be new to the extension. And of course, if you have any questions about it, feel free to let us know and we'll do our best to help.